At the beginning of the film, we observe a moving train. A young guy with a rucksack walks through the tambour into the next carriage, occasionally looking back. Soon after him, a policeman appears in the tambour looking for the fugitive. Tadek, meanwhile, continues to sneak through the carriage to escape from the policeman. The guy fails to hide, and he jumps out of the train near a railway crossing. There he is spotted by Irmina, the daughter of a gypsy baron. The girl wants to approach Tadek, but the family asks her to go back to the car. Tadek, meanwhile, finds his rucksack in the bushes and continues walking towards the town by foot. He stops briefly at a cinema and then goes to a shop where he gets vanilla and pistachio ice cream. Wandering around his hometown, Tadek finally reaches his sister's flat. Anka meets the guy with no clothes on and then tells him that she was expecting someone else. The sister doesn't express much joy and puts the package with Tadek's present on the floor without even looking at it. Anka kisses her brother goodbye, though, and asks if he loves her. Tadek embarrassedly replies that everything is the same as before. The guy looks out of the window and sees Anka getting into a car with a rich man. Left alone, Tadek looks into the room that used to belong to him and realizes that now someone else's things are stored there. The boy decides to arrange the furniture again as before and sort everything out. Late at night, Anka returns home with her boyfriend. They banish Tadek to the kitchen and themselves take the bedroom. In the morning, the guy looks unhappily at Anka's suitor. However, the man is sure that they just need to get to know each other better, and they will become friends. When the suitor leaves for work, Anka decides to talk to her brother. The girl is dissatisfied with the fact that Tadek moved the furniture in her flat without asking. In addition, Anka is interested in how long the guy came to his hometown. The girl claims that she has a flat, a good relationship, and she doesn't need unnecessary problems. Anka gives her brother some money and asks him to wake her up at 5 o'clock, as she will have a night shift. Tadek decides to go outside and notices a fallen item. The guy gives it to the sunbathing girls, not noticing that one of them is Irmina. When Tadek leaves, the gypsy baron's daughter says he will be her husband one day. After spending time with her friends, Irmina changes her clothes, changing from jeans to a skirt, and goes to the gypsy community. While the girl helps her mother with cooking, the gypsies are attacked by bald guys who don't like people of other nationalities. Evening comes. Anka shows her brother a pretty purple dress, but then says she cannot afford it. Tadek admires the girl and confesses that such an outfit suits her very well. In the morning, the family decides to have breakfast. Tadek cooks breakfast, which turns out to be very tasty. Suddenly, the guy starts a conversation about how they have different fathers and probably different mothers too. Anka gets angry and declares that if he is not her brother, then let him leave the flat. Also, the sister asks again how long Tadek has decided to stay with her. The guy says that he doesn't know the exact terms yet and asks to return his room to him. Anka is not happy as it contains her boyfriend's belongings. The next day, Tadek hears a noise and sees bald guys taking boxes out of the room. Andrei puts his belongings away and calmly says that he shouldn't have taken the boyfriend's room. Anka is not happy that her boyfriend still agreed to give in and move his belongings out. After breakfast, Tadek goes to the stadium where he plays football with his friends. There, the guy learns that Andrei actually has a wife and 2 children. Tadek decides to talk to his sister and convince her that such a man is extremely unreliable. Also, the guy doesn't like that in Andrei's things he saw books about the oppression of other nations. In response, Anka declares that she knows the truth. Tadek is not just visiting for the summer, he has been kicked out of school, which he chooses not to talk about. Anka yells that she's had enough of lying and that her brother should pack his things and leave immediately. When Tadek asks her not to talk to him like that, the furious girl runs to his room and finds her clothes under his pillow. Anka says that her brother shouldn't carry her clothes, shoes, and underwear to his room and demands him to go away. While the guy is packing, Anka goes down to the meter and finds out that she owes a lot of money for electricity. Returning to the flat, the girl apologizes to Tadek for her actions. Anka hugs the boy and says that they are brother and sister, and therefore they should stick together and support each other. The next day, Tadek gets a job at the market, where he is again noticed by a familiar gypsy woman. Irmina chats to him and tells him that they will definitely get married in the future. However, Tadek doesn't believe in these fairy tales and soon leaves. Returning home, the guy notices Andrei with a blonde in his sister's bedroom. Tadek goes outside and shouts to the whole yard that the man is a cheater and a traitor. When Anka returns home, she learns the truth about her boyfriend. Tadek's sister is very angry with Andrei and demands that he leave. At night, the brother decides to enter Anka's room. At first, the sister strokes Tadek's head, but then asks that he return to his room. The next day, the boy takes the remains of his belongings to Andrei's henchmen. Back home, Tadek notices that his sister is very upset. Anka tells him that due to non-payment of bills, their lights have been cut off. Tadek promises that he can get the money and fix everything. The next day, the guy gets a new job and distributes leaflets. There, Tadek again notices a gypsy girl who goes to school. Irmina offers to help the boy find a job, but he makes inappropriate jokes and offends the girl. Back home, Tadek polishes his sister's shoes. The guy peeks at Anka while her sister is changing clothes, and this angers her. Tadek decides to go to a gypsy community, where he is almost immediately attacked by local guys. Irmina rescues Tadek and takes him aside. The gypsy woman says she can help him get the amount of money he needs. At night, a couple sneaks into a strange warehouse together, where they steal a carpet. Tadek tries to sell it in the market, but they are offered a very small sum. With a little trickery, Irmina manages to convince the seller that their carpet is made of the purest wool. However, the proceeds are still not enough to pay the debt. Irmina promises that she will get the money and goes home. When her father's friend asks about her studies, Irmina replies that she wants to become a doctor. This amuses the men, however, because this is not available to gypsy women. Irmina quarrels with her mother because she doesn't protect her. The gypsy then steals the money that her parents have put aside to take to Tadek. The boy sincerely thanks Irmina and says that he is now in her debt. Tadek pays the debt and observes his sister rejoice at the return of electricity. Right in the bathroom, the guy brings Anka the ice cream she loves so much. Tadek hears a bell ringing and sees a familiar gypsy girl at the entrance. Irmina asks for help, but the guy says he is very busy tonight. Tadek comes home and observes his sister again. The guy decides to undress and get into her bath. However, Anka gets angry with her brother and leaves, shouting that this is not normal. At night, the sister again tries to talk to her brother and explain to him that his actions are unnatural. However, Tadek tearfully says that he loves her and is tired of being ashamed of it. Anka heeds these words nevertheless and stays with him in the bedroom. The next day, Tadek cannot hide his immense joy. However, in the shopping center, the guy notices Andrei buying the same purple dress. Tadek guesses that this is his way of trying to reconcile with his sister. Tadek rushes home and discreetly switches off the intercom. Then, Tadek meets the suitor on the street and lies that his sister is not at home. Having chased Andrei away, the guy goes to the cinema. Tadek buys tickets for the film, and moreover, on the last row. However, returning home, Tadek sees the purple dress again. While in the kitchen, Andrei sits confidently and contentedly. Anka, who has returned from the shop, says that she has forgiven the man and is going with him to an event in the evening. This makes Tadek very angry because they have already agreed to go to the cinema. Besides, Anka preferred her brother, Andrei, who is fond of forbidden ideology and is a pathological liar and traitor. Anka doesn't pay attention to her brother, even when he shouts that he will take the life of either Andrei or himself because he is fed up with everything. The sister calmly dresses for the event and attends it with Andrei. After the solemn speech, the dancing begins. The future minister dances with Anka and gets a little handsy. This is noticed by Tadek, who secretly decides to follow his sister. Anka returns to Andrei and complains about the minister. However, the man asks her to be patient, since such connections will help him advance in his career. In the toilet, the couple has a quarrel, during which Andrei almost beats the girl. The man asks Anka to go to the hotel. However, when only the minister turns out to be in the taxi besides her, Tadek's sister goes out of her mind. Anka realizes that Andrei has decided to take advantage of her beauty to get a place. The girl demands that the minister get out of the car and then drives away. Tadek, who has seen the scene, rushes home to comfort his sister and offer himself to her again. The boy persistently knocks on the door, but Anka refuses to open it and cries. Meanwhile, Ermina is forced to marry her father's friend. At the same moment, the bald guy set fire to the tables and start a fire in the community. Tadek finds out that his friend was involved and starts a fight. The guy goes to the secret place and sees Ermina there. Tadek offers to run away together, but the girl refuses because he brushed her off in a difficult moment. Ermina is going to return to her husband, who will help her to become a doctor. In the morning, Tadek returns home. A distraught Anka says that she has already packed her brother's things in a bag. Tadek silently takes the rucksack and is about to leave. However, Anka takes out an ice cream from the freezer. The brother and sister silently sit down at the table and eat it, realizing that living with each other brings them only misery. This is the end of the film. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. Give this video a like, write in the comments what you think about this film, and see you in new videos.